For the passage homeward, asking forgiveness is the only cause. Faith is the key. Through the doors and board them, there's room for all among the low and lost. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who's hard on mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow dimmer. There's no need to worry, you will soon be home. Yeah. So people get ready. There's a train a-comin', picking up passengers from coast to coast. All you need is faith to hear the engines humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Hear that train coming, listen to the sound. You can feel the rhythm rumbling in the ground. You can see it coming, rise over the hill. Pulling into the station, give you such a thrill. Hear that train coming, rumbling through the night. Listen to the engines pull with all their might. Train a-comin', gonna make it right. Pulling into the station, everything's alright. Everything's alright. Everything's alright. Alright, 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 alright. Welcome back, Michael.
Thank you, Bill. That was great. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Walt Mill, and I want to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the Swannanoa Valley. Please silence your phones if you haven't already. And as our practice, we like to welcome any visitors that are here today to please stand up and tell us your name and where you're from. And we'll start on this side. Anybody visiting first, second time, or has come back after a while, want to introduce themselves? Okay. How about on? Yes, sir.
My name is Sebastian Bosco. It's my first time here.
Welcome, Sebastian. Good to have you. Anybody over here on this side?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Diane Finn. This is my third time here, and it feels like I'm coming home.
That's the way we all feel. That's why we keep coming back. So it's second Sunday, which is potluck. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I missed you. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jamie. This is my second time here. I've been to church for decades. This is very good.
Okay, welcome. Good to have you. Anybody else that I missed? Okay. So it's potluck Sunday. You picked a good day to visit. And we'll be needing help afterward Some of you already asked about moving the chairs against the wall and picking up the hymnals. And we'll bring some tables in and we'll sit in the back here. It's a little cool to sit outside, so. Just a reminder that Christmas Eve service is at 5 p.m. this year. And we'll have Ruben or Renjo. He's the violinist that comes every now and then. So he'll be here. You don't want to miss that. He plays with the Asheville Philharmonic. Excellent person to be here for. Choir's going to meet 1 o'clock today after potluck. Also, the Mountain Ridge residents, there's going to be Xmas Christmas cheer. I wrote the note in my note. I'm reading. So there's going to be a Christmas cheer to go around to the Mountain Ridge residents and sing some carols on December 17th at 2 p.m. It's a Wednesday. And anybody wanting more information can see Nancy Howe. We also put a reminder out on the bulletin board. You can read about it if you want to help out on that. Also, Larry is sponsoring a potluck on Christmas Day, if anyone is interested. Kind of improvising and doing that. If you want some company on Christmas Day, see Larry afterward. And also, we like to always remind ourselves about this land that we are now stewards of. Once belonged to Cherokee, other indigenous peoples. And by the way, I was reading lately about the Cherokee. And when they were removed from this area in the 1830s, they were taken to the Oklahoma territories. And there was some estimated 17,000 lived western North Carolina and in the valley here. So that's a significant number. So please look over our land acknowledgement that's in the back of our order of service when you get a chance. As well, that's where our 8 principles are. That are our values and aspirations that we try to live by. And contrary to some popular opinions, we do have UU beliefs. So, let's start our service. Let's start our service with our minister, Michael Carter. Thank you all for coming.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did y'all think it's funny that we have beliefs? We have beliefs. They're fluid beliefs. Anyway, it's good to see y'all. And I just want to, you read my mind, Larry, about, just remind you that we have the service at 5 o'clock, so you only have to drive in the dark, hopefully, one way. I want to open up with the words of Dr. Howard Thurman this morning. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of the holy, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in good times or in tempests, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Now, while I have you, would you please rise as you are willing and able and join in singing our opening hymn this morning, number 273, Immortal Invisible. Accessible, hid from our eyes, true life of all that we would render. Oh, help us to see 'tis only the splendor of light guided thee. Please be seated. Our reading for this morning, sundown tonight, will be probably close to 13 degrees, but it's also the first night of Hanukkah. And so let us read reading number 630, the Feast of Lights, responsively. Kindle the taper like the steadfast star. And add each night a lustre till still afar. Clash Israel, the cymbals, touch the lyre. Chant psalms of victory till the heart take fire.
Hello, it's second Sunday when we have special music. We've been hearing Bill Altork, and he has been with us here at the UUCSB for 16 years. His musical interests were shaped in the 60s by Peter, Paul and Mary, Bob Dylan, Jackson Brown, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and Neil Young. Bill is happily retired and enjoys peaceful time at home with Sue and Kitty. He believes that the power of music is transformative to our minds and souls. Thank you.
There you go. The streets are filled with joy and light, and the music of the season. And the merchants' windows are all bright with faces of the children. And families hurry to their homes while the sky darkens and freezes. And they gather at their tables, giving thanks for God's graces and the birth of the rebel Jesus. Well, they call him by the Prince of Peace, and they call him by the Savior, and they pray to him upon the seas and in every bold endeavor. And their churches fill with pride and gold as their faith in him increases. They have turned the place I would worship from a temple to a robber's den. In the words of the rebel Jesus. Well, we guard our world with locks and guns, and we guard our fine possessions. And once a year when Christmas comes, we give to our relations. And perhaps we will give to the poor, if generosity should seize us. But if we should interfere in the business of the churches, we get the same treatment as the rebel Jesus. Now pardon me if I seem to take a tone of judgment, for I've no wish to come between this day and your enjoyment. In a life of hardship and toil, there's a need for anything that frees us. So I bid you well and I bid you cheer from a heathen and a pagan on the side of the rebel Jesus. I stand with the rebel Jesus.
All righty. This is the time in the service when we invite you to come up and share a joy or concern. I think everything is set. We have the water there and the fire, and we need you. So, the floor is yours. Do I need to bring this to anyone? Okay. So I'm going to place the stone in for any one of you who did not choose to come up for whatever reason. We will keep you in our thoughts and prayers and hearts and minds. I want to share with you a meditation today called On the Hinges of the Year. What a year. And we still got more time left, but it's been an interesting year. And 2026 will hopefully be just as interesting, but maybe maybe a leveling out, a new beginning, if you will. So, please center yourself as you see fit, and we will have our time of quiet afterwards.
Yeah.
See, they're not worried about 2025. They're not worried about it. And neither should we be, really. On the hinge of the year. We are living on the hinge of the year swinging from season to season. There are moments of depression as we recall summer pleasures past, and times of apprehension as we prepare for winter's challenges. We know there is little we can do about either. We know nature will keep unfolding as it should, and her creatures will simply have to adjust. We are living on the hinges of the years, too. As we spring and swing through our short seasons of being, marveling at the ever-changing view, every day is a hinge in our lives. We keep turning, opening the door of each new day, not really knowing what it will bring. Sometimes our hinges are rough with rust, and turning is difficult. Sometimes our hinges turn with facile touch, and we welcome what is beyond each new door. There are times we would like to stop, to cease turning, to be able to hold the door still for just a brief moment, to savor the day and the night of now. But in our wiser moments, we know the turning will continue, for we live on the hinge of the seasons of life. May our turning be for joy. And now, while our minds are one for this brief moment, I leave you with the eloquence of silence. And so it is. We'll now receive this morning's offering.
This is for Harry and all of you. Every breaking wave on the shore tells you there will be one more. Every lover knows what you give is really what you're hoping for. Some of us are fearless as we stare into the unknown. Like every fallen leaf on the breeze, the truth won't leave you alone. If you go your way and I go mine, are we so helpless against the tide? Every shipwrecked soul knows how it feels to live without intimacy. Every sailor learns that the sea can be a friend or enemy. I thought I heard the captain's voice. It's so hard to listen while you dream, like every broken wave on the shore. Love is an open door. If you go, if you go, if you go your way and I go mine, are we so helpless against the tide? The sea knows where the rocks are, pounding again and again. And you know where my heart is, the same place yours has been. With every breaking wave on the shore, I remember what we came here for. Every broken heart in the world is crying for something more. If you go your way and I go mine, are we so helpless against the tide? Every breaking wave, every breaking wave.
Thank you for your generosity. I want to, thank you. Hopefully this will help us as we go into the new year, but also for the holidays. I have known many people over my 68 summers on this planet. And a lot of them are healers. Some are hands-on energy healers. Some are body workers, some are psychics. Some are therapists and counselors and social workers, and some are healthcare workers, and some are just everyday people who have a knack for making people feel better about themselves and the world. All of them good listeners. And yet, many of them, or most of them that I know, at least at one time or another, did not know when or how to take care of themselves. I'm included in that. Or it had taken them some time to learn how to take care of themselves by setting healthy boundaries, knowing how to recharge, those kinds of things. Therapist Gabor Mate talks about the times when problems are unsolvable or unfixable. And that is precisely during these times that the healer is faced with the predicament of trying to solve something that is unsolvable. And you've heard the old saying, I try to abide by it. I try to. Beware of people who want to rescue you. But be extra especially careful of people who want you to rescue them. In an article in an online magazine called the Psychotherapy Networker, I was online, just browsing through, and I came across this conversation with him. He says that this weight of trying to fix the unfixable is what is most stressful to the healer. I would also venture to say that this may apply to the everyday person who's just trying to live day by day, and I'm sure he was implying that. Gabor also says that for him, there is no such thing as compassion fatigue. I have used that term. I would disagree with him, but let's listen to what he's saying. He's saying that no one gets worn out from compassion fatigue. No one gets tired of being compassionate because compassion is part of our very nature. And so we don't get tired of being ourselves, but I would add that a lot of people don't know who they are. And so if you don't know who you are, you don't know who yourself is, you can't you can't step to the occasion. You can't rise to the occasion. It's not meant to make you a bad person, you just have to learn to do that. He says that we get tired of and from not being ourselves. Now, I can agree with that. It takes a lot of energy to keep your mask on, even when you don't know it's a mask. And this is where he says the fatigue comes from. I find that interesting. And so the problem is not with compassion being directed towards our clients and others, but with the lack of compassion for ourselves. It reminds me of the phrase, love thy neighbor, as we love ourselves. We have it on our sign out there regarding immigration, but really no one adds those last four words. It's always, love your neighbor. But you can't really love your neighbor if you can't love yourself. Maybe that's why we don't finish the sentence unconsciously. Nothing wrong with that, but it does stand to reason that if one cannot truly love themselves, or at least try to, how can you really connect and love someone else? Gabor goes on to ask the question, who says that we have to manage the unmanageable? It's a great question. By its very definition, the unmanageable cannot be managed. The unfixable cannot be fixed. What do we mean, what do we make it mean about ourselves when we cannot fix the unfixable? I think that's worth looking at. In the gospel story, Mark chapter 6, we are told that there were some instances that Yeshua could not heal a few people by laying on hands. Some he couldn't heal because of their lack of faith and insight. So it really wasn't about him. It was about what we're willing to let in. Are we willing to change? Gabor spoke of a time when he was giving, this is lovely, this is a lovely story. He was giving a retreat for healthcare professionals in Peru, of all places. And so there were therapists and psychiatrists and counselors and physicians from all over the world. They attended to take part in the ceremonies, and it was led by some Peruvian shamans. And they followed the old ways. They kept the old ways. So they followed the ancient traditions. Gabor says that over the years he had assisted people and guided at these retreats, and he witnessed of himself great physical and spiritual healing and mental transformations take place with the attendees. And I want to be careful with the word healing because, there are some people, I've been, as a chaplain, worked with people who had healings and they still died. And I've worked with people who were cured and they went out and did the same things that put them in the hospital in the first place. So there is a difference. However, he said he had never experienced the same deep, visionary, shamanic experiences as the folks he was working with. And so you keep in mind, you can't lead where you haven't been. So he arrives at the retreat believing nothing much is going to happen for him. So the first night of the ceremony, he's with 23 people participating. 6 shamans come in and they're chanting. And of course, you know, Gabor says nothing happens to him. The next morning, he says the shamans come to him and they say, "Can we speak with you for a moment? We cannot have you in the ceremony. You have such a dark, dense energy that our chants don't penetrate it. And not only that, it's dampening the effect that we have on everybody else." So they fired him from his own retreat. So he was completely sequestered from the others. And one of the shamans was assigned to work with him over the course of 5 ceremonies while the others worked without him. So they didn't give up on it. The shamans knew nothing about his personal history. They knew nothing about how he had been born a Jewish infant in Hungary and spent the first year of his life under Nazi occupation. They didn't know of his family's experience of the genocide. They were just relating to the energy that they were picking up from him. And that's not philosophy, that's physics. They told him, what we're picking up is that when you were very small, you had a big scare and you're not over it yet. And they added that you've been working with a lot of traumatized people and you have absorbed their energies and you haven't cleared that yet. Gabor said they laughed. And they told him that when they heard that healthcare workers from around the world were attending, they thought their job would be easy because their expectation was that they would at least know how to take care of themselves. But of all the groups that had come to them, this group had the heaviest, densest energy. None of them had done working on clearing their own stress. You see, we are so busy loving our neighbor, which is a good thing, serving our neighbor, but we're absorbing the stress of our clients, our neighbors, our congregants, our world, but not showing the need for the compassion for ourselves. The problem is not that we're compassionate toward others, we aren't compassionate toward ourselves. We tell ourselves we have to fix everything and everyone, even things that are unfixable. Even Jesus couldn't heal everybody. Because Gabor had not taken the time to clear the big scare out, he was taking the experience into everything that he did. His life had been under threat as a child, and in an effort to save his life, his mother gave him away to a stranger when he was 11 months old. He didn't see her for 5 or 6 weeks. The message he got was that he wasn't wanted. But that really wasn't the case. Giving him to a stranger was one of the bravest and most caring acts his mother could have performed for him. But that's not how an infant perceives it. I mean, they're in Auschwitz. What do you do if you feel you're not wanted? If unconsciously or consciously you get the message that you're not really wanted. In his case, he went to medical school to justify his existence. The problem for all of us is the belief that we have to justify our existence. You don't have to. You can just be. The problem is that we believe that how we show up is simply not enough. It's not enough. I'm sure we have all at one time or another asked the question of ourselves, have I done enough? Many of us would probably say, yes, I have. But a lot of us would say no. And that's the trap. You keep trying to feed this empty hole in you. Here's another question. It's a deeper one. Am I enough? Am I enough? Now that's a heavy one, because if you don't think you're enough, if in your experience, your early experience, someone taught you consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally, that you're not enough, then one of the ways of compensating for this is to be a helper. Just to be a helper. And we helpers take on impossible tasks, like fixing the unfixable and managing the unmanageable. We have what Gabor calls the helper syndrome. You ever been around people like that? It can be an event, an adventure. Because you got to walk on eggshells, because they're good people and they're nice people, but their whole identity is, oh, let me get this for you, let me get that for you, let me get this. And you kind of get the feeling that if you really need it for something, they couldn't really be there. Because behind all that, they're really fragile. They're really fragile, and they're needy, and they need to be helping you, at all, keeping you from learning your lessons, all behind the niceness. We have what Gabor calls the helper syndrome. And it doesn't necessarily originate in terrible events. It can come from messages that are more subtly delivered by social expectations. In fact, our entire social economic system runs largely on the belief that we're not enough. You see it in the commercials. You know, you need this toothpaste, you need this car. If you want to get laid, you got to have this cologne on. You're not enough as you are. Madison Avenue is impeccable. They're brilliant at getting their money out of our pockets because we're not enough. And we need to accumulate more points. I need you to need me. Am I good enough? Did I do right? Did I do this? Look at me. Look at me. I need you to acknowledge me. And that's good in one hand, but if you need it for your self-worth, it's a never-ending journey. And the more and more attributes or successes to prove that we are, it's never enough. Freud said that guilt is what makes civilization work. I would add that fear that we are not enough makes it work, and that's if you want to say that civilization is working. Is this somehow working? Gabor says that one of his teachers once sat him down and told him. And I've had something similar to this in my life. And it didn't feel good, but I needed to hear it. But this is different. But Gabor said, someone said to him, hey man, you don't have to keep dragging Auschwitz around. You don't have to keep doing it. I don't have to keep dragging the Middle Passage around. I let that go a long time ago. I have other baggage that I have. You don't have to keep dragging Auschwitz around. In other words, you don't have to allow your earlier experiences during a terrible time in history define your view of yourself. You don't have, another way to put it is, you don't have to let your struggle become your identity. He said it took him a while to get it. He said, I got it intellectually, but it took a long time for it to penetrate this heart chakra here. It took a long time. He said for a long time he still carried beliefs about the world and himself that had been conditioned by early experience, including the belief that he was not enough. Sometimes you have to forgive the world for not being what you thought it was. but he didn't have to drag those beliefs around for the rest of his life. See, if someone had said that to someone today, what are you, anti-Semitic, Michael? Anything to block that from coming in. What is it? You don't like black people, Michael? You got some internalized oppression? You can't carry the middle passage? What is it? Whatever it is you're carrying. It's like having a ball and chain on your leg. What are you dragging around? The weight is what's creating compassion fatigue. So you have to ask yourself, if I'm not a helper, if I'm not a minister, which I won't always be, what am I? What am I? If you're not a helper, if you're not a psychiatrist or a doctor or an artist or whatever it is, this role, what are you? If I'm not a helper, what am I? Who am I? I'm not a mother, I'm not a father, my daughter's at school, then who am I? I need to figure it out because this is the time I have left. You may not find an immediate answer to the question, but you want to ask it because you have to know to what extent you identify yourself with your role. We get angry when people put us in boxes, but we put ourselves in boxes. We put ourselves in boxes and then get mad at other folk. If the helper role were taken away from you, or me, or in a crisis the role is deeply challenged, then who are you? That's what we drag around. Gabor has come up with 5 levels of compassion that will help support his clients' growth, and I dare say perhaps our growth as well. I want to share them with you. The first one is called ordinary human compassion. That's it. It's nothing fancy. It means that as you suffer, your suffering hurts me. I'm not numb. My armor is penetrable. Number 2, compassion of curiosity and understanding. It's not enough to feel bad for someone who's suffering. We must attempt to understand their narratives, their stories. We have an opportunity to see what this threat evoked in some people and then work with that material, especially in terms of what it means to them. And we do that with our understanding and our curiosity. COVID was an excellent time to do that. Seeing how people react to this event. There are other opportunities, obviously. That sticks in my mind. Compassion of recognition. This is the sense that we are not different from the people we are relating to or working with. Yes, we have different stories, we have different family of origins, experiences, yada, 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 but that's about it. Everything else is pretty much the same. With the compassion of recognition, the condition to see our similarities means that we're just two people. Two people just trying to live. Two people who've experienced adversity, neither better than the other. Number 4 is compassion of truth. Much of what we call dysfunction originates in compensations and adaptations that we've needed on to survive, to keep from feeling the pain of the trauma. I use my many friends who were in Southeast Asia in the 50s and 60s, and they came back here, and my God, if a car backfired or, firecrackers, they had hit the deck, and they needed those skills in the jungle. They needed that, but you don't need that now. You don't need to hold on to that. And so how can we help you let go of that? We must look into this and realize that a lot of pain may come up for people. Gabor says it is not compassionate to shield people from the pain that is already in them. But if you haven't healed that pain in you, you're good for nothing for them because you're not going to be able to handle it. It's like people who they get intimidated by emotions or they can't handle their emotions. You start crying in front of them and the first thing they do is try to get you to stop crying. Or they hug you instead of just saying, let me just breathe with you and let you experience that. And I gotta stop it. Let's figure out where that came from. And there's a time and place for that. Number 5 is compassion of possibility. Gabor says this one is the most difficult for him. It emerges when you don't identify someone with their suffering or pain. You see the essence of the human being before you, right? You see the soul in the brown body. You see the soul of the trans person. You don't get fooled by this. You see their essence. Hard way to live. You can't do it all the time, but it's the gift that keeps on giving when you do. To do that, he says, you need very clear eyes. Like Jesus says, you see the speck in my eye, but you don't see the log in yours. Projection makes perception. He refers to his teacher who told him he was dragging something around that he couldn't let go of, but he also couldn't see either. His teacher could see the possibility of what his life could be like if only he would let it go. If only you put the cross down, you put down the sword and the shield, because you don't need it anymore. That's why he calls this the compassion of possibility, because it is potential in you and I. As you can see, whether one is a healer or not, it requires a lot of work. And that's why people don't journey on the spiritual path, because it does take a lot of work. And you got to look at what your shadow. You got to look at stuff that you don't want people to see. And you have to work on clearing yourself, clearing ourselves. Because as long as you believe that you don't need to or have the capacity to heal, you're going to project that possibility onto others, right? Of course, Miracles teaches projection makes perception. I'll put it on you because I don't want it. I can't handle it in me, so I'm going to put it on you. One can go ahead and say that I believe in the possibility, but one must experience it and move through it inside. It takes continuous work. You got to experience it. You know, it's not like talk therapy. Talk therapy has its, or even I can intellectualize it, but if I haven't felt it, then it's not really real. It's theory. It's theory. There is never a situation when helping by offering compassion does not help. The Dalai Lama reminds us of that. But what doesn't help, says Gabor, is taking on the impossible. We cannot fix what can't be fixed, but we can be the witness who validates my brother or sister's experience. And that way I can support in their healing capacity. And it's not only possible, but it is our nature. But we wear the armor. And we wear the mask. And sometimes we don't even know we have the mask on. We don't have a self to give because we were told we were something else. And some of us never got over it, that, you know what my mom and dad in the world told me that I was. I'm not. I'm something totally different from that. I'm totally different from that. That was their perception of me, what my minister thought of me. And so on, and shooby-dooby-dooby. Remember, we cannot heal being by doing, nor should we have to. We are human beings, not human doings. We are worthy, and we are enough. Right here, right now, Full stop. All right, let's go eat. All right. Please rise as you are willing and able and join in our closing hymn this morning, number 346. A little lighter note, come sing a song with me.
At the end of the song, have a seat again so we can hear Bill's last song.
Amen.
Thank you.
Okay, Bill, just want to thank you, brother. Thank you. Can we show Bill some love? Nice note, always. Okay, to those of you who came here, hold on, I just want to get y'all out, the benediction. Let's just make it, look, this was a great service, I think. Love y'all. Let's get something to eat. Let's keep it short. Thank you for being here. Hope to see you Christmas Eve.
No closing words.
No, well, I hope to see you before closing words. These are the closing words. Hopefully I'll see you next
It's
time.
funny you should say bring it short. I had Bob Dylan had visited me last night in a dream. And he knew that I was going to sing this song. And he said, where are you singing it? And I said, well, I'm singing at UU. And he said, UU, I heard about that. I like that kind of a church.
Yeah.
And he suggested that I modify it a little bit and make it a little shorter, because I also told him in the dream we were having a potluck. Come gather around, people, don't stay in your seat. There's food in the foyer, there's good things to eat. There's a platter of turkey that just can't be beat. The best things are all disappearing. There's a salad and veggies and things that are sweet. I'll sing it again for those who are hard of hearing. Come friends and family and all you blues. You listened to Michael and now you must choose a song or a meal to be claiming. A hollow in your belly you now can diffuse. Soon you'll be full and there will be no more complaining. The line it is drawn, no, the line it is long, and the food's going fast. My belly is rumbling, my fate it is cast. My previous meal was long in the past. My hunger is rapidly raging. I wanted to be first, but today I am last. For the times they are a-changing.